GF, 24F, cheated on me, 25M, with a friend, 30M, whilst we were on holiday and saw him afterwards behind my back. What do I do? Edit. Please read the update at the bottom of this post before telling me to leave her. I have, as of yesterday evening. Hi folks, I'll try not to ramble too much, but hard to figure out what to do right now. Please take the time to read the whole thing. I really need some advice and I don't know who I can actually speak to. Started writing this on Sunday after this started to unravel. I'd always told myself that I would never give a cheat a second chance, but it's a lot easier said than done. On Sunday, my girlfriend of almost 4 years admitted to sleeping with a friend of ours whilst a dozen of us were on a group holiday. He wasn't a close friend at all, in fact it was only the second time we met him. First time was on another holiday 2 years ago through the same friendship group. GF and I had a good relationship, I think. I'm quite a tactile and affectionate person. GF isn't so much as she has low self-esteem issues and doesn't often feel confident expressing herself like that. She is confident and outgoing with friends, she just doesn't see what people see in her. The holiday was around 3 weeks ago. She'd been quite quiet and mopey over the last few weeks and we hadn't had sex at all. I'd kind of chalked it up to January blues and switching contraceptive pill. On Sunday we had sex for the first time in a month, but I could tell she wasn't happy afterwards. I confronted her and asked her what was wrong. After a bit of coercing, she initially said that she kissed this guy whilst on our holiday. When I asked her if that's all they did, she said no and admitted to sleeping with him. She also confessed to kissing him again the following night. I was in shock and didn't really know how to react or feel. For the rest of the evening, GF was very honest with anything I asked her, which I appreciated. The evening in question that started it, she had been very drunk. I don't use that as an excuse and neither does she. We're firm believers that whilst drink reduces inhibition, you're still in control of the choices you make. We'd got back from a night out and as we were walking up to our Airbnb as a group, he kissed her. Apparently it was fairly brief and no one saw. We all went up the flat and carried on partying for a bit. At some point they went and had sex in one of the bathrooms. It wasn't immediately after getting into the flat. I don't know who initiated that, I didn't ask. This is extremely hurtful, but in some ways the following evening was more hurtful. I picked up some very flirty vibes from him towards her over the previous couple of days. He's single, good-looking and in your face. My GF is very attractive and doesn't realize it, so I'm used to guys flirting with her. But he was sitting next to her whenever we went to a bar, etc. I quietly spoke to her on the following night out, far more sober, saying that I was picking up strong vibes from him and that she should maybe put some distance between them. I felt guilty even saying it. I'm not a jealous guy, but I knew he was interested, didn't know it was too late at this point though. She said okay, and didn't admit anything at this point, not even picking up on the vibe herself. His best friend, 30F, who we'd never met before, had been quite flirty with me at the beginning of the trip. She didn't realize I was in a relationship initially, and my GF then spoke to me about this and I agreed that I'd picked up that vibe from her. I'd been feeling guilty over the previous couple of days for being flattered by the attention as the female friend was also very attractive and my own self-esteem isn't that great. Anyway, later that evening we all wanted to find a takeaway and the group, about 12 of us, split up a bit to look for somewhere. I was drunker at that point and hadn't realized that GF had gone off with him, but wouldn't have been too concerned even if I had realized now that I'd spoken to her about it. Whilst they were away from the rest of the group, they kissed again down a side street. That really pisses me off. To go and do that when she was far more sober and I'd already voiced my concerns was a slap in the face. GF admitted she hadn't decided before Sunday whether to tell me or not, wondering if she could just move on if she kept it a secret. Context will follow, but couldn't lie to me when I put her on the spot by asking what was wrong. She said that she didn't do it because anything was lacking from our relationship. She described me as perfect and the best thing to ever happen to her. It was just selfishness that arose from feeling validated from his attentions when she doesn't see herself as being desirable. I'm not sure that our relationship not being the cause actually makes me feel better. If there was an issue between us, at least there's something there to work on and resolve. I'm also not sure I believe her anyway. She has a bit of a effed up history, and I'm not sure she quite realized it until we spoke this evening about why this happened. She doesn't use any of them as excuses, for which I'm grateful. I told her that whether we try to make this work or not, she needs counseling/therapy. I think collectively those issues have damaged her more than she realized and may well have contributed to her deciding to F things up so much. However, the following morning I pushed for more details about what contact they'd had since then. She admitted that they had been sexting, trading nudes. She's not sent me a nude in years as she's quite self-conscious, and that they'd been getting to know each other, which starts to sound more like emotional cheating too. She also confessed that the weekend after New Year Eve, she spent the night with him in his home city under the pretense of seeing an old school friend. She couldn't even promise to cut him off whilst we worked this out. The idea that if I hadn't put her on the spot she might not have told me so that she could figure it out for herself in her words but would most likely have kept seeing him makes me feel physically sick. In a month we were due to go on a night out in another city with a group of friends including this guy. It would have been her birthday on that weekend. Again, the idea that we would have taken a train with him up to a night out and she most likely would have tried to find an opportunity to hook up with him again behind my back makes me feel sick, humiliated and angry. I love her and I did believe that she was truly sorry and loves me too, until she couldn't commit to cutting him off. When I got upset, that really pushed her over the edge. In her own words, she's a person who likes to plan and be in control, but she never thought out the consequences in this situation and never meant to hurt me. I don't have any close friends and the vast majority of my friends are all part of this same social circle. She asked me that if it doesn't work out, would we still be able to be friends and share the same group of friends who we all met through a uni club? I said I don't know, but I'm not giving them up when she chose to do this and I introduced her to them. I've spent the last 2 nights at my mum's. I'll be seeing her again this evening to talk. I don't know what she will say, but anything short of a heartfelt 100% dedication to making it work won't be enough, if I even choose to accept it. I don't think she'll be able to make that commitment. If I can't be with her, I want to make her realize how much pain she's caused and the consequences of her actions and that shit like this will prevent her ever having a stable long-term relationship. I love her and I want her to be happy, despite my anger and sadness. TLDR. GF cheated on me and I then found out it continued into an affair which I'm not convinced she ever would have told me about. I don't think she even realizes the betrayal she's caused. Can we make this work, and if not, how do I at least help her to be more mature and responsible in the future? Edit. Thank you all for the very direct and blunt advice. When I posted this morning, I was feeling sad and self-pitying but was trying to tell myself that maybe we stood a chance. I realize now that there is no chance of reconciliation after her refusal to stop contacting him. I will be seeing her this evening and finishing this. It will be difficult as our flat is rented in both our names until June/July and neither can afford it without the other really, but I'll figure that out. If anyone else has any more advice or suggestions, please keep them coming. Update. So I have broken up with her. We have a lot to sort out because of our shared flat, but I'm glad that it's been said. Now I can try and begin the healing process.